Hey everybody, it's me, Namaisa, and today I'm coming to you with a new video. So the past couple of months I've been getting private messages on my social media accounts and even public comments on my YouTube videos and social media posts like, do you have a contour and highlight video? And I was thinking like, no, I don't. So because I got more and more comments, I thought, you know what, I'm gonna make a video about this. So just a little disclaimer, this is my contour and highlight routine. This is what I personally like. These are my opinions. So yeah, you can always contour and highlight in a way that suits your face, to your liking. I always say this because I don't want you to blindly copy what I do on my face. You know, because we all have different face shapes, and I don't want you to think that what I do on myself is also perfect for you, because it may not be. So if you want to know how I contour and highlight, then you know what you gotta do. Okay, let's start. I already put my base foundation on, as in my, my normal foundation. No highlighting, no contouring, just my normal foundation. But since this is a contour and highlight video, I thought I would also share one part of the cream highlight, actually. So I'm taking a little bit on my ring finger and I'm going to apply that right underneath my eye. So what I want to achieve is highlight these areas right here, the bridge of my nose and my chin, to kind of elongate my face, because I'm going to contour the perimeter of my face, to give my face also more depth, and also to highlight the features I personally like the best about myself. And why not also my Cupid's bow area. I'm not going to highlight my forehead, since in my opinion my forehead is already pretty big, so if I were to highlight the center of my forehead, it would only appear bigger. And as you can see, I'm tapping it into my skin. I'm not really moving the product because these are the areas I want to highlight. So by dragging it down, I'm gonna highlight my entire cheek, and that's not what I want. So by tapping it, I'm keeping the product in place, but at the same time kind of removing the excess product and also blending it seamlessly into my foundation. Does that make sense to you? I hope it does. So now I'm going to set my entire face, with setting powder, you know the drill. And then I'm going to come back and show you how I contour and highlight with powders, pretty much. Okay, so this is what my face looks like after setting it with my setting powder. It looks very white compared to the rest of my body. I started out doing this method because I like to build up with powders. So I would start out with a lighter base and then use warmer powders and also more neutral powders to just create kind of a gradient effect. So it's difficult to explain, but anyway, as always, I am going to use my MAC Mineralize Skin Finish Natural in the shade Deep Dark and a large powder brush by Morphe. And I'm going to use this to warm up my face. So that is why this is more of a orange/red undertone powder. So just like with my contouring, I'm going to apply it here, over here, and on my jaw/neck area. So kind of like a 3 shape. Now as you can see, I've warmed up my face right here, and I'm going to do the same thing to my forehead. Not going all the way in, just on the perimeter of my forehead. So I'm already pretty much laying the base for my contour. It already gives me a more defined face, and obviously it warmed up my face more, and it's gonna match more to the rest of my body as compared to this side of my face, which is, it's kind of falling flat, except for the eyes. When it comes to contouring, I would suggest you use shades like these right here, or even this one right here. These are more neutral shades. I also see them as kind of gray undertone with a little bit of red in there, but just neutral contour shades because it's gonna mimic a shadow, if you get what I mean. Okay, I'm a chubby girl, so I don't have hollow cheeks at all, but you can see this natural line right here. You know, and you can see that this line is not orange, it's not red, it's more of a neutral kind of shade. So I want to accentuate that and mimic that with my contour shades. So I personally like to use this shade right here. That is obvious. It's of the Morphe 9C Contour and Highlight Palette. Again, I'm going to make that same shape, so that 3 kind of shape, but I'm not going to blend this out as much as I did with, let's say, the bronzer. So I'm going to keep it more minimal. There's a very easy way to find where you can contour by doing the crazy fish lips. See? It's very easy, but again, I'm kind of a rule breaker and I just do whatever I want to do. And just with circular motions, I'm blending that into my skin to make it look seamless. And again, I'm not blending it as far down towards my eyebrow as I did with the bronzer. So I'm pretty much keeping it close to my hairline. And of course, I'm not able to contour away my double chin, but I can contour it in a way that it kind of disguises it. And that is by bringing my contour a little bit further down onto that double chin area. I'm not gonna look 20 pounds slimmer, okay? I mean, I'm a makeup artist. I'm not a plastic surgeon. I'm not a magician. But what I am able to do as a makeup artist is create a more balanced face. Okay, so now I'm going to move on to my matte highlight I always like to use. And yeah, it's of that same contour and highlight kit by Morphe, so the 9C Contour and Highlight Kit. I like to use this shade right here. It's kind of a peachy shade. I like to use this especially right underneath my eyes and a little bit on the bridge of my nose. Just to highlight, you can use whatever you like. You can also use a more yellow undertone. It all depends on your own skin tone and your personal preference. But I am going to use this shade right here. And I'm going to use a Delian Tools 954 brush. So brush like this, it's kind of tapered. And apply it right over here in that corner. And just like so. Windshield wiper motions. And a little bit blended down over here. You know, I am a black woman, so I don't really have a outstanding nose bridge, as in I kind of have a, you know, a swoop. So that's perfectly fine, but I do want to kind of accentuate that part a little bit more because that's what I like about myself. And it's also gonna draw the attention to the center of my face. Also applying that on my chin to kind of elongate my face. It's definitely all about balancing your face. And now comes the fun part, which is the shimmering highlight, and a shimmering highlight is totally up to you. You can pick whatever color you want. You know, that's a product that's like, do whatever the frick you want. I don't want to say the other word. I don't want to get flagged. Obviously, there are shades that are more flattering on certain skin tones. I mean, don't get me wrong, but it's kind of difficult to go wrong with, you know, your shimmering highlight, at least in my opinion. So I'm going to use a Anastasia Beverly Hills glow kit. This one is called Gleam. I'm going to use this shade right here, which is called Crushed Pearl. And I'm just going to use a concealer brush by Royal Langnickel. And I'm going to apply that on the bridge of my nose and on the tip of my nose. And this is going to draw people's attention even more. Tiny dot right there. So what this does for me is kind of, without contouring my nose, giving a slimmer appearance to the bridge of my nose. Now, I'm a black woman, so you know, my nose is bulbous, and which is fine. I love my nose. That's why I accentuated it by giving it a little highlight dot, you know, to make it look even more bulbous. Now, as you can see, I'm using a Delian Tools 925 fan brush and that same highlight, and I'm just applying it right over here, so this area right here, to make that area stand out more. Okay, now I have to admit that when it comes to me, when I want to give the appearance of a more balanced face or a more slimmer face, it's not just the contouring and the highlighting. That's just how I feel on my face. When I want to balance out my face more, I create eye makeup that's a little bit bigger than my actual eye. So I go over my crease, I go a little bit below my lower lash line, stuff like that, to create the illusion that my eyes are bigger. You know, the same goes for my lips. Now I have full lips, they're just, you know, perfectly fine, I have no complaints. But if I want to balance out my face, I also overline a little bit with my lipstick. So only the top part of my lips to create kind of, well, bigger lips, obviously. And that in combination with my contour, with my highlight, my eye makeup, everything, even the hair, that is what's gonna make your face appear smaller, slimmer, more balanced. It's your pose, the way you hold your face, it's your hair, everything. So if you're a plus size girl in particular, you may want to focus on those areas a little bit more when it comes to beauty. Girl, trust me, if I'm not wearing makeup, I'll sit on the couch like a potato, minding my own business, not posing, not caring. But when it comes to, you know, my makeup and just, you know, my YouTube, I just want to look the best I can, you know? So there you have it. That's the tea. So I'm quickly going to do the other side of my face and show you the complete finished look, and then I will be right back. So that was it for my contouring and highlighting routine. So I hope you understood where I was coming from in certain parts of my tutorial, or what I meant in certain parts of my tutorial, because even though my English has become way better since, you know, 5 years ago, it's still difficult for me to explain certain things sometimes, so I kind of forget the word for it, or I just don't know how to correctly build a sentence for it. So I felt like in this video it was kind of difficult for me, and I don't know why. But I still hope you understood what I was trying to explain to you guys. Anyway, yeah, if you want to follow me on my social media pages, then just type in Makeup by Namaisa on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, and Periscope. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. So thank you all so much again for watching my videos, and until the next one. Bye!